Today on Cabal Cast, we are back at Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath, doing another series for the games between Unleashed and Youngbird Schwag. So this is game number 5. Steve Nash is winning the series 3-1 so far, so we'll see if Unleashed can come back in this series and take this to the 7th game. So we are on Tournament Towerless, which is a map that I haven't seen in a god-awful long time. And Unleashed is playing Steel Talons, and Youngbird Schwag is playing Black Hand. So here we go, Tournament Towerless. In the bottom right here, we see this is Unleashed. He's playing as the orange Steel Talons. And up at the top left here, we see that Youngbird Schwag is sticking to Black Hand. But I think he's switching up to purple this time, because I think he was pink last time. I can't remember. He's going for a couple of Black Hand Professor Cabal squads. And this is 1.02 plus with the R11, not the R12. He's going for 3 squads. Going to see if he can capture that tip spike. Unleashed, meanwhile, is going to try to capture his tip spike, and I think he's going to go. He only has taken 1 squad. I think that's all he needs because the squads are faster, and he's probably he wants to capture one of these garrisonable structures right here. But Steve Nash is going to be too quick for that. He's going to take one of the structures here, and the problem with Tournament Towerless is that only 2 structures are garrisonable on the side of the tip spikes. Where on Tournament Tower, it was 4 spikes. The foxhole's been placed on here, and that's going to be good scouting. If the GDI Logistics Tower was here, he wouldn't give him much scouting, but a foxhole would give him more vision than the GDI Logistics Tower. Refineries have been placed down by both sides, and war factories too. Unleashed is a little bit behind because GDI structures build like a couple seconds slower than nod structures, which is understandable. And a bike is coming out now from Steve Nash. Looks like he wants to go scout Unleashed base pretty quickly. I'm thinking Unleashed chose this map, and Steel Talons is pretty powerful on Tournament Towerless because they can go for a huge cheese build with Titans. But at the same time, we'll see what Steve Nash can do. He's got an Operations Center, he's expanding with MCV, so we'll be able to see some flame tanks coming out from him. A single bike is out in the field now, and he's just going to do some light harvester harassment. At least he's going to build a Pitbull Scout, and that's just going to push the bike away. No problems there. Steve Nash is going to deploy his MCV again. I'm not sure if he's going to go for another refinery, but he is going to go for a flame tank, and just 1 flame tank and sells that Black Hand squad. That Black Hand squad is probably going to go down to that tip spike and flame it down. Unleashed is going to be packing up his MCV with 3 and 2 in his field. He's going to be building up more harvesters, and he's going to be going for that cheese build, or maybe not, or maybe. I keep forgetting that there is a way you can get in here on Tournament Towerless. On Tournament Tower, you cannot. Flame tank going straight down the guts with the flame troopers in pursuit, and is going to probably take out that foxhole and. Unleashed sees that immediately. He's going to deploy his construction yard, and maybe he's going to build a Titan to come back there. And that heavy harvester is still taking damage from that single bike, and Unleashed is going to chase that away. The flame tank's coming in undefended. Oh no! Looks like he's going to flame down that refinery unless Unleashed plays down a silo to block it. No, Unleashed is going to lose that refinery. Unleashed had all the time in the world to take out that flame tank, but in any case, he lost a refinery and wasn't able to build a Titan fast enough, and therefore losing a flame tank. But the Black Hand squad has made into the garrisonable structure right here, and he's going to be flaming down that power plant. He was flaming down that tip spike, but now since that Titan's out of position, that flame tank is going to be flaming down that tip spike. Could go for that construction yard and maybe delay Unleashed production, but no. With this whole time, Steve Nash has been placing down that refinery, sold the war factory. Got the secret shrine, going to go for some infantry upgrades, and this will be pretty good. This will catch Unleashed off guard for sure, because Unleashed is planning on going for a full-on Titan push, and if he doesn't see that Steve Nash is going to go for infantry upgrades, then he's going to be in big trouble. Going for a double war factory, and he's pushing out already with the rocket militants. The secret shrine is almost done with the flame upgrade with the black disciples. And Unleashed is just slowly building Titans. He's got another refinery, but here comes the infantry squad, and Unleashed is not prepared at all for this whole infantry squad. He's going to have to get AP ammo watchtowers and Wolverines ASAP, like right now. But he doesn't have a comm center, and no comm center means no AP ammo, which means he has to rely on AP Wolverines and base defenses. But that's not going to be enough. He has to place them down on the low ground so that they can get some shots off the infantry. But this is causing Unleashed not to go for his Titan push. He has to defend against this whole onslaught attack, not to mention the flame tank is still alive this entire time. Unleashed has not managed to destroy it, although the Titans are destroying it now. And now a little bit of low power problems for Unleashed. He's going to lose that Watchtower, another watchtower has been placed down. Another Wolverine has been built, and a nice crush there by that Titan push is going to push that destroy the Mega, negate that force. The flame tank is elite, and it's going to be flaming on that construction yard. Unleashed is not playing to his full self. He's not going for that classic cheese build that Steel Town likes to do. Now the garrison structure is full of those rocket militants, and now Unleashed is going to have to do something about that. He built an airfield, calls in the Orca Strike immediately, and destroys all those rocket squads. Didn't destroy the disciples though, which is a big problem. Meanwhile, this entire time, Steve Nash has built 2 refineries, and radar scan comes in, sees that Steve Nash is going to go for those 2 refineries, and that's going to be pretty good. He doesn't have a war factory. He's still intent on building these rocket militants this entire time. And Unleashed, meanwhile, has built a single Hammerhead squad and sold that airfield. He hasn't placed down a refinery at that expansion just yet. He needs to place down one right now, but he's focused on building a lot of base defenses with the watchtowers. So hopefully that he can defeat Steve Nash forces and get to that GDI Steel Towns build that he always loved going, that he's so lovely going to. Hopefully he loves to do that. Scorpion tanks are coming out now by Steve Nash. Destroys that Hammerhead instantly. Interesting refinery placement by that by Unleashed. Looks like he couldn't place it close enough to place it straight up, but I guess that's what he did. And looks like that Harvester is going to go for the blue tip. I forgot that Tournament Towerless had blue tip on this field. Steve Nash hasn't gone for that yet. And that Rocket Militant squad is being attacked by these Wolverines, and there's enough Wolverines to take them out, but Unleashed will take a couple of losses, which is a little bit of a problem. Double War Factory now from Steve Nash. Maybe he wants to, and he's going for some Scorpion tanks. He's got an Operations Center, looks like, going to go for Dozer Blades. Maybe if I was on Steve Nash, I'd probably go switch it up to maybe Beam Cannons, because Beam Cannons are absolutely deadly against Steel Talons, unless it's in the late game. Now a couple of Mantises are coming out now, and Steve Nash doesn't know that Unleashed doesn't have a airfield, so building Mantises is a little bit useless, but he doesn't know that. But here comes a small attack here from Unleashed, or from Steve Nash. And those Scorpion tanks are going to be coming in, and they're doing the heavy damage, destroying those Scorpion tanks. But AP ammo is done for Unleashed, and that's going to be very good. Now he can focus on these infantry squads. The command post was been placed down a while ago, and AP ammo is done. And now that Unleashed has AP ammo, now we can finally push back these Scorpion tanks. But the Dozer Blades is done for Steve Nash, and it's going to be an even fight soon enough. These where Wolverines are a little bit out of position. Just a tower of wall defenses here, and where's that MCV? It's right there. Unleashed is going to go for some hopefully a huge cheese, but triple War Factory now from Steve Nash, and it's just intent on building Scorpion tanks non-stop. I think Steve Nash notices that Unleashed's MCV's right there. Maybe not, but this wall of watchtowers is going to be a little bit of a problem for Steve Nash. Although the Dozer Blades is keeping his forces alive a lot longer. And a Veteran Titan is out now, but that's not going to be very able to last long. These Titans aren't behind any structures, so they can't destroy the Scorpion tanks fast enough. And Unleashed, meanwhile, is just slowly building up Titans. You can't do anything with his MCV until he combats the Scorpion tank force. But then again, he's using Harvesters, though. He doesn't have the economy against Steve Nash to do this type of thing. Even the Mantises are standing idle, doing nothing. The Titans are trying their best to destroy the Scorpion tank force, but a triple War Factory Scorpion tank spam is not going to be doing anything. A Tech Lab's out now, so we'll see that Unleashed. Steve Nash is going to go for some tier 1 or tier 4 1-clicks. And once that Tib Callus missile drops on that refinery, Unleashed is going to call the game. I don't think he can come back from this. There's too many Scorpion tanks now, and the watchtowers aren't doing a whole lot of damage against the Scorpion tanks now. Plus, loses that War Factory. He's going to lose that refinery. Is a tier 3 chemical plant is going to be placed down? I think so. Yep, Tib chemical plant now. And once he sees that, maybe drop a Tib vapor bomb. Well, not sure, but I think Unleashed is going to be saying his GGs in chat. We can't obviously see him because this is a replay. It's not live. And here comes the Tib Callus missile, and there goes Unleashed's last refinery. Those Steve Nash didn't notice that construction hour was there when Unleashed has been defeated. So Steve Nash wins the 2016 March 1 vs 1 Outcast tournament in convincing fashion, 4-1. Skip all that stuff. Yeah, young Bushwhack had all the forces he needs. There's too many units for Unleashed to handle. Structures, actually Unleashed had a lot more structures than Steve Nash, surprisingly. pretty even there for the mid part of the game, and then Youngbird Swag starts to pull away with all that economy on that field there. And now we see that it's 56,522 to Unleashed and 81,506 to Steve Nash. So Steve Nash had 1, 2, 3, 16, 20, 30, 31 more, $32,000 more. I hate my math. I was only good at trigonometry in math, okay? I was never good at adding or subtracting, just trigonometry. Oh yeah, sine, cosine laws. Anyway, besides all that stuff. So there's your series between Unleashed and Steve Nash, and my name's Cabal, and I'll see you guys on next time.